for 2021. Michael's Ice Cream Burger is started by Varun Michael Sequeira, an established entrepreneur with vast experience in building and managing startup businesses in various sectors of transport, automobile, IT consulting, and food and beverage. With his business acumen, experience, and travel, he was able to cover the perfect low investment, high profit business model. Michael's Burger ice cream is a very unique, as its name itself says, and it's the first brand to launch an ice cream burger in India with a wide range of other items on the menu, from ice creams to waffles to coffees to snacks. To discuss more on this, we have Mr. Michael with us. A very warm welcome to Michael, and thank you for joining with us to give us understanding about your brand as the best opportunity in franchisees. Over to you, Mr. Michael. I would like to have understanding from your side that how did you start, right? What is the idea behind to start and getting in India? So over to you.
Thank you, Alka, for giving us this platform to establish our brand and expanding our reach and everything. So, see, I always like to get to the point rather than beating around the bush, and I will talk about myself, about my
Yeah,
company, how we started, all that later.
correct.
First, to the point, and, for a lot of people who are interested in franchising,
Yes.
who wants to start a franchise, uh, why choose us? Okay,
Yeah.
so why choose us? I will differentiate it into. I will split it into two. So first, why get into the F&B industry? Now, the
Yes.
food and beverage industry is a very lucrative industry. It's a fun-filled industry. It's the first recovery. It's the first industry who always recovers from a lockdown or whatever it is, because people love to eat. People will come out. You have a good product. People will
Correct.
come out to have you. It's a fun-filled industry. It's nothing, and most important, it's cash and carry. There's no
Yes.
credit basis. You're
Yes.
making your money on the spot.
Right.
So it's very lucrative like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Second, you can go to the next slide. So now, why I will tell you to choose us, to choose the ice cream industry. Now, to open up an ice cream franchise is very easy, is because ice cream is something which is eaten by everybody. Gone
Yes.
are those days where people would eat ice cream only on a hot day or something like
Yes.
that. Now
Yes.
it's been
Yes.
eaten like a dessert, and it's
Yeah.
eaten from all ages, right? From a kid right to the oldest person, always
Correct.
likes to have an ice cream.
Correct.
So it's eaten like a dessert. So it's an easy product to sell.
Right.
Okay. Now coming to why choose us over all the other ice cream franchisees. Now you saw the list of in the previous slide. You saw the list of franchisees who are already there in the industry, who are already established. No doubt about it. Now why choose us? See,
Yes.
first thing is, if you need to make a mark in the industry, you
Right.
need to be very unique.
Correct.
Okay, or you need to be an age old brand,
Yes.
where somebody already knows you. Okay, they are like, okay, fine, this is the ice cream which I'm, my grandfather has been eating it, or it's been there from so many I've been eating it from my school days or whatever it
Yes.
is, and all that.
Yes.
So you already have a customer base, no doubt about it.
Hmm.
Or you need to have that uniqueness.
Hmm.
Okay, when somebody passes by your store, they need to know that, okay, this is something different, I need to go and try it out.
Right. Right.
So that's where we come into play, and that's our ultimate selling point, and
Yeah.
that's what's in our name, the
Yeah.
Michael's Ice Cream Burger. Now,
Right.
people have tried out, different ice cream burgers across the world. People have deep fried burgers, this, that, and all that, but not
Hmm.
us.
Yeah.
We have signature made world class ice cream burgers.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
so my master chef and my R&D section, who continuously work based out of in New York,
Yeah.
USA. They are the ones who developed the whole thing, and we have brought down that concept right in India.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
now
great.
the part of us, of having us, is because of our USP of having these ice cream burgers. So
Yeah.
actually, we don't do any kind of marketing. We
Right.
don't market. We don't distribute pamphlets. Nothing at all. It is
Sure.
our ultimate selling point. Our marketing strategy is only our name and the banner
Right.
outside of our store
Yeah,
of
so
the ice cream.
coming to it only, right? The ice cream burger, which itself is appealing big time,
Yes,
and the first picture which I have seen on this presentation is amazing,
correct.
So I would like to know more about it. It's very, it looks like very filly,
Yes,
right? And then it
and
has
it's
a
it's
fried
it's
content
very
and
tasty.
ice cream.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So right, what you said. It is filling also. So we have
Yes.
two types. We have a mini and we have a jumbo.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. But funnily, the jumbo sells more than the mini. People want
Yeah.
to have that big size in their hand and eat it up, and it is quite filling, but it is right for them.
It
You
is
know.
right for
So
them.
so that is what has your customer walking in. You
Yeah.
don't need to do any kind of other marketing. Okay.
Right.
Now, when the customer walks in, see now
Hmm.
there are a lot of ice cream parlors who have opened up, but
Yeah.
many have shut down. It's
Yeah.
because they're selling only ice creams. Now, when
Yes.
you sell only ice creams, you're limited to a certain period of time. You're
Yeah.
allowing your customer to eat outside
Yeah.
and then come into your store and had that piece of dessert.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, for us to build our bill value, we give you
Hmm.
a wholesome menu. So
Yeah.
we have Italian hot chocolates. We have
Okay.
a Mexican snack menu, like your quesadillas, wraps,
Yes.
nachos. We
Yes.
have New York style French fries.
Yeah.
So which gives you a 24/7,
Yeah.
365-day menu and
Right. Right.
increases your bill value. So your customer walks in, he has a coffee, he has a hot chocolate, he has fries, he has sandwiches, and then he has your ice cream or he has your
Right.
ice cream burgers.
Right.
So that is what is the most important point. So you
Yeah.
have you have cleared out your customer walking in by themselves, they're walking into you. And
Yeah.
second thing, you have that uniqueness and you have that
Hmm.
entire bill, you have that entire menu, which can give
Correct.
you a 24/7, 365-day
Right.
thing. Then along with it, we have all our rich premium ice creams, which are all ISO certified, FSSI certified, which are
Sure.
on par or better than any
Yeah.
other world class ice cream franchise. Our
Right.
quality, we have no compromise. We use real cocoa in all our ice creams, uh,
Sure.
and all our products are very genuine, very natural. We have
Right.
your natural flavored, we have your exotic flavors, so we have
Right.
everything,
Yeah.
at an affordable price. So
And
if I might just mention certain brands like Baskin Robbins or Haagen Dazs or something like that, a
right.
product which will cost you a hundred rupees a scoop over there
Yeah.
will cost
Yeah.
us 80 rupees, 70
Wow.
rupees
Wow. Wow.
with us. So
Right.
we are priced right there in the market,
Yeah.
just right there, where a person can enjoy a premium ice cream at an affordable price.
Sure.
Now you're getting this whole menu, you're getting this whole New York style conceptualized world class brand for just
Right.
1 lakh,
Yeah.
just 1 lakh. And that's why with all these points, you have to choose, you will always be choosing us,
Choosing the
you
word.
know
Sure.
and then you can go to the next slide.
Yeah, so we have the clear understanding. Pranav, I think, let me summarize, what is being discussed by Michael. So it's a model which is very appealing in terms of the cost, right? So you can always choose. I have not seen, I'm the franchising business for long, but I have not seen the brand who is having the franchisee fee of 1 lakh, right? So this is a good model, and it is not the model which is available from the ages. Yes, people have a mindset to choose ice cream as the product when it comes to the dessert, but there are especially when I look at the youth, right? And many, if I consider myself also, I will definitely choose the ice cream burger in place of ice cream. so
just
so
like
for
you know
viewers, yeah, yeah, please, you would
just
like
like
to add it?
Yeah. So that's the thing. So then coming up to your profit margins and everything.
Yes.
We give
Yes.
you. So we have done a tie up where we have our vendors
Yeah.
who will provide these products to you at your
Right.
doorstep anywhere in India. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it is a direct to vendor, from vendor direct to our franchise. So we don't keep any
Okay.
middle margins, and
Uh-huh.
that's how you get a profit margin of 150% to
Mhm.
300% on every
Sure.
product. It's
Sure.
that high. So
Right.
many ice cream franchises give about 25%, 30% maximum, 40, 50% maximum on their
Mhm.
product, but we give you
Right.
150% to
Right.
300%. So even though you're doing a low turnover, it is
Right.
very sufficient for you to make your money here.
Sure,
You know?
sure, sure.
And
So
then
thank you, Mr. Santosh, for your question. Glad that you have asked, but we would like to, give you the replies towards the end of this session. So keep the flow on. So please connect it with us till the end so that we would be able to speak to you directly.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I'd love to answer everybody's questions, but I'll just
Yes.
finish the whole product. I'll explain to you
Yes.
everything, and
Yes.
then we keep
Yes.
the questionnaire at the end. That would be
Sure.
super.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Okay. And then with our entire model, because of our uniqueness, because of the profit margin, we give our franchisees. We have
Right.
won. We've even won an award from our ex-president, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, for
Oh.
our business model.
Okay.
And then coming to our, we have zero wastage.
Right.
A lot of businesses have good, you see them pretty crowded, but they're still not making money. Is because
Right.
that wastage of that end of day wastage is where their
Right.
profit is getting cut off.
Hmm.
So we have a next to nil to zero wastage
Right.
in all our products, because of their
Right.
shelf life and the kind of the way it's been prepared and all these
Right.
things.
Right.
And secondly, and very very important, is a
Hmm.
lot of businesses depend on chefs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when that skilled labor runs
Right.
away, or
Right.
you are gambling your entire
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
on the trust of that one single chef.
Chef. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where we take it out.
Yeah.
Everything is process oriented. It can
Hmm.
be easily done, but anybody who can read English, can read
Right.
our manuals, can do
Right.
the product.
Yeah.
You don't need to be of any kind of F&B. You don't need to be from the F&B industry. You don't even need to know how to cut your vegetables. Everything is,
Sure. Sure.
you know.
So, Michael, I
So
have a question. Since it is the milk based, right? Ice creams are milk
yes,
based.
milk based.
So,
Yes,
when you say the zero wastage, so I would like to know more about how it is, since it is the the product which leads to the shelf life. How is the
correct.
zero wastage
So
help in this regard?
so ice creams as such has a
Hmm.
1 year shelf life. Okay,
Okay.
not many
Okay.
people know it, but ice creams as such has 1 year shelf life. But then the
Hmm.
products we give you will be hardly about 15 20 days, a month maximum, by the time it reaches from the factory to your place.
Store.
And
Yeah.
then you have a long time. So it's never been that our any of our products has crossed that 1 year. It's
Sure.
never been that way. And then, like your products, like your sandwiches, or your things like breads, or vegetables which you're using, veggies which you're
Right.
using on a day-to-day basis. So you're
Right.
buying it on a day-to-day basis. So there's no
Right.
wastage. So everything
Right.
is process oriented, and
Right.
we teach you how to keep it to zero wastage.
Right, right. So when you say the profit margin, right, 150 to 300, so you have a vendors across India or how it is in
Across
the
India,
travel cost? Okay,
we have one vendor across India.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
that
we have
is
one
also
vendor.
possible to
Yes.
reach to their particular outlet.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So the
So
product you taste in Kerala, or the product you taste in Jammu Kashmir, will be the same.
wow, wow.
Okay.
Even the customer look for the same,
Yes,
so the
yes.
repetition or the retention of customer possible only if you have the same taste in the same product. And another question related to the zero wastage, that is there any kind of initial stock you expect a franchisee to have it?
Yes, say around the 30 to 40,000 worth stock, because
Okay,
it mainly goes for the ice creams and the sauces and all these things. We don't
sure.
encourage any of our franchisees to overstock, because
Hmm.
you get regular supply. You give
Hmm.
a call, and in the next day the product is at your doorstep. So
Store
you don't
step.
need to bother at all. So we don't
Sure.
encourage you in overstocking or anything like that, because
Right.
of rodents, about expiry and all these things. So
Sure.
stock less, stock just for the week is
Sure,
what we
sure.
tell you.
And then sure. So we come to know from Michael that it's the concept which does not involve a chef, which becomes burden sometime. You have to understand in terms of so somebody is coming from the non background of food, they can always opt it. So this is a great way to look at the things from the side that it's a chefless project which is very easy operationally handled. Great.
Yes.
So next slide I would like to have discussion on.
So
Yes.
that's how,
So
yeah.
so
So
I,
we started.
I so far as I know about your brand, you have a success in a very short period of time. I can see you have a presence at 9 to 10 places. How does it happen? So
So right now
just
we are in 16. We are in 16 cities. We are in 16
16
cities. This is
cities.
a little,
Great.
yeah. This is a little older slide, but then otherwise we are in 16 cities
Right. Huh.
right now. So we started off in Bangalore. We started off in Bangalore in the year 2017.
Sure.
Okay. Only in the year
Yeah.
2019 I started franchising. I started giving out franchises, because we wanted to have a strong model we wanted to keep our logistics chain very strong.
Right.
We wanted to make sure that there is no compromise, and then keeping in touch with keeping in mind about all this wastage and everything. So
Sure.
everything took time to streamline, but then
Yeah.
only in the year 2019 we started
Yeah.
franchising. And in the
Okay.
year 2000, from 2019, we have expanded anywhere and everywhere. During the Corona
Great. Great.
season, we are one of the very few brands who started expanding even during the Corona season. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
that
Wow.
is that is
So
that is
I even, it appeals to me and to the, I'm sure the minimum, the maximum number of people about the product which you have it. So it helps you to grow faster. Yeah. So we
yes.
would like to have more understanding, we'll switch to the next slide.
Okay,
Yes.
so like I said, the whole brand is conceptualized in New York.
Yes.
And initially we used to import the ice creams from New York,
Yes.
but then we realized that it's too expensive. It doesn't make sense for the end customer to be paying so much and
Yeah.
all that, and that's how we conceptualize the whole thing, where all the conceptualize the menu, the curation, everything is done in New York, while the supply and everything we use Indian ingredients, and
Right.
it is done in this thing, not compromising on the taste. So the
Taste.
same product you have here or you have it in New York will taste the same. Will taste the same.
Thank you, Sanjay, for your question. Sanjay Patil, I got your question and thank you for joining us. I would like to discuss on your question towards the end of this webinar. So please be connected. Right, will definitely help you out with the queries which you have created. Yes. Yes. So coming to the next slide, I would like to know more about the franchises opportunity. Right. You said that you started in 2019. First, you started as a company owned. You taste the market, and then you thought of getting into the franchises with the success you have received. So
Yes, yes.
and do you have any more elaboration on the when you thought of getting into franchises, what was the thought behind it, right? You would be able to help them, give the hand holding. So what was the whole idea behind to get into the franchise?
See, I'm being in the food industry for a very long time.
Sure.
I own a microbrewery, which are all big investments, 15-20 crores of
Sure.
investment. So a
Sure.
lot of people used to ask me, like, like, I want to get into the food and beverage industry, but
Right.
with a minimum risk.
Right.
So that's where I got in this model of
Yeah.
a low investment, a high
Yeah.
profit margin.
Yes. Yes.
So you can pick up your money from the market very
Yeah.
quickly. So once
Yes.
you get back your money in the market, you're more confident in expanding.
Correct. Correct.
So that's how we give you the confidence. So we always tell you, start small, start from a
Mhm.
small store, and then
Right.
you get into a bigger store, or you get into multiple stores accordingly.
Sure. Sure.
We will support you completely. I'm not really really too bothered about, like, I'm very particular that my franchisees make their money in the first 3 to 6 months.
Sure.
you know
Sure. Great.
so
Great.
that's how we give you a complete support about it. We won't give you any franchisee very close by. Even
Sure.
though we say 3 to 3 kilometers, we
Right.
spread it across to 10 kilometers, because we get that curiosity. We have customers traveling from about 6-7 kilometers to have our product. So
Right.
we give you a larger radius till you make your
Hmm.
money, and then we narrow it down to 3 kilometers, which is more
Sure.
than sufficient.
So I can see you offer the different type of models in terms of the independent store. You have the kiosk and mobile vehicle. So can you elaborate on this part?
Yeah. So if you can go to the next slide.
Yeah.
uh, Yeah. So no, the next. Okay. So we give you three franchise models.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That
Yeah.
is, first we give you an independent store where
Right.
it can be put up on any high streets, or in a shopping area, or any commercial area, or a rich neighborhood. And then second thing, we do mall kiosks, food
Right.
counters in food courts. And
Right.
thirdly, we also give you a mobile vehicle
Sure.
concept,
Sure.
where you can have a mobile vehicle. You can take it around and do your sales, and everything will be completely, you find most of our products on the mobile vehicle also, which is
Right.
also very lucrative.
Sure.
So we
Sure.
give you three models. It depends on your flexibility. All
Right.
three models are very viable. All three
Right.
models has their pros.
Hmm.
So each one are good in their own way, but it
Right.
depends on the franchisee, how much of
Right.
time he can dedicate, or
Yes.
how remote control he wants to run this model,
Right.
depending accordingly.
So I have a since you said that the background and everything, I would like to have more understanding. On the slide, I think we just crossed, right? So in terms of background, so you look for anybody who is having experience in the F&B. You said that it is a chefless and you don't require any expertise in the kitchen, right? So what type of education, or is there any criteria to shortlist franchisee in terms of the background and education?
Nothing at all. I just
Oh,
want the franchisee to be excited about doing business, to
yeah,
be hardworking, to give it everything, and
correct.
do it the fun-filled way. See, because
Yeah,
I believe the Hakuma Tata way. Do
yeah,
things, do it fun.
do it
Do it with
fun.
fun, and you will definitely, because it's a lucrative industry. Don't take too much of tension about the tension. Leave it to us. We have
Yeah,
designed the whole thing. We have burnt our fingers into n number of things. We have
right,
plugged in all the pointers, where
right,
all things you shouldn't be doing, the things you should be doing, and
right,
all these things I have personally experienced them. I will
right,
personally guide everybody, so I don't
right.
require anybody to have any kind of education background or anything.
Yeah.
Is not necessary at all.
Sure, sure.
Funds wise also, keep it to the minimum. I don't
Right.
expect you to go into big investments. I don't
Yes.
expect you to do make large big stores with ACs and all that. No, not
Right.
at all. Your
Right.
first store, I want you to first start making money from it.
Right.
So I want you to just be enthusiastic about this
Do
industry.
it.
Be
Correct.
enthusiastic about doing the business. Give your 100% commitment, and
Yeah.
that's all we need.
Sure, sure. So when it comes to investing time, when you create a franchise, right? So what do you think? How much time an investor or a franchise should invest, especially during the first, the phases of operations? So what is
See,
your hold on this?
yes. See, the first 3 months are the most crucial months in any
Hmm.
store. See, because you are
Hmm.
introducing a new product into your
Correct.
city. Okay.
Right.
When a customer walks in,
Hmm.
even though, see, a staff is staff,
Yes.
they will work to your song and dance. So
Right.
however you sing it, they will
Right.
dance to your tunes.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But you need to be there for mainly for customer interaction, for PR.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Speak to the customer, ask them their feedback, any
Right.
issues which are rolling out
Right.
from the kitchen. Make sure there are no burnt products which are going out, or
Right.
any undercooked products which are
Right.
going out of the kitchen into
Right.
to the
Right.
customer. Any
Right.
issues, address it then and there.
Yeah.
Take give ask the customer to give their feedback on Google reviews and all these things, and
Right.
encourage. Just that is the 3 months is very crucial, and that's what
Crucial.
we want the customer to dedicate to the brand.
Sure.
Once
Sure.
it is set, then everything goes on autopilot mode.
Autopilot.
You can sit in your office, and
Right.
there are CCTV cameras, there are softwares which you can always see on your phone.
Right.
Inventory management is very easy. The staff
Right.
cannot cheat us, because
Right.
everything is measured and given.
Right.
So anytime you walk out of the store, you fill up our data sheet and keep it.
Right.
Once you come back, you fill it back in the second column, and you will
Right.
get to know the exact sales. So
Sure.
irrespective if the staff has not built his product, no
Right.
problem at all. You will
Right.
know whether the sale has happened or not. It is that
Right.
easy. you
Right.
know
So when you said that, the question aroused, in my mind, that you have the software from where, जब आप बोलते हैं कि, after the project get autopiloted and the customer start coming on their own retention, right? So क्या कुछ आपके पास ऐसा software है with the help of which, you come to know कि sales कैसा है,
Yes.
as a
So
company, right?
we have a complete cloud-based software. It is
Hmm.
so you don't need to. You'll have your sales data of which are the products which are selling faster, which are the
Hmm.
products which are selling slow,
Yeah.
which where you need when you need to refill your stock. What's your day-to-day sales, what timing. It will also suggest to you which is the maximum peak hour time, where
Right.
you need to extend your hours, because the
Right.
customers are coming in.
Right.
Customer data,
Yes.
their phone number, their name, the area which they're coming from. All
Right.
these things, it is recorded, the software. So
Sure.
from your office, or when you're free time, you can always analyze this data, and this will
Right.
always help you. Or you can
Right.
always send it back to us, which our office is always constantly working on this data to
Right.
to be one up on our competitors.
Right. So those who have missed, I would like to give the overview. So the brand, the Michael, he doesn't look for any kind of a background as such. The person should be enthusiastic. He should have a business acumen to run, and investing time for at least 5 to 6 months should be enough, right? So that you can do the PR from your side, and then the things will go on their own, and you will have your ROI in time. So thank you for giving the insight. We will move to the next slide. Yeah, so we have discussed this. Yeah, so that these are the criteria on the basis of which he's going to decide. Now, very important, we have the understanding about when did you start, how did you start, right? What are the models you have? So I would like to hear about the cost, right, under all the models available with you.
Yeah. So the costing, like I said, so we have three types of franchisees also: a unit
Sure,
franchise, a city master franchise, and a state master franchise. Okay.
sure,
So the unit franchise costs you only 1 lakh.
right.
Okay, and then 5 lakhs is your build-up cost. Now, your
Mhm.
build-up cost is all your interiors. So we do your
Sure.
complete your ACP cladding, your LED TVs, your LED glow sign boards outside, your
Mhm.
clip-on boards inside, your display, your freezers, all your
Yes,
equipments, uniform, software,
right.
anything other than your flooring and your furniture is done by us. Okay,
Okay,
your
okay,
electrical, lighting, everything is done by us.
right, right,
Okay,
right.
so it will cost you 1 lakh plus 5 lakhs. That is totally of 6 lakhs for a unit franchise.
Right, right, right.
Okay,
So
then
is it mandatory that they have to, I know that it is the look and the feel should be similar, but it is mandatory that they have to do the build up or the look and similar way of structure from
see,
your side.
yeah, see, it's not really mandatory, but
Yeah,
I would definitely suggest, I would strongly suggest the franchisee. See,
sure.
if you do it by yourself, you might save a lakh maximum,
Yeah,
but it really
yeah.
wouldn't matter, because the
Right.
way we do it and the way you
Yeah,
do it, there's a lot of difference.
yeah,
Ultimately,
yeah.
because we have our experienced people, our employees
Right.
doing the thing, and it is very uniform. I know,
Yeah.
I understand that you might this thing, but this 1 lakh what you save really
Right.
wouldn't be much.
Right.
you
Right.
know
Right. Right.
and certain places where the costing is less on the outlet,
Mhm.
we will only
Yeah.
suggest to you, and we will bring it down accordingly.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
So
Right.
that way we are very flexible.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I always insist of us, of our team doing the entire interiors, is because it comes up to that standard.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
without any hassle, you will be
Fair
running
enough.
around, with all these labors and this and that, and then the timelines you will not be able to meet, and all these things. But when
Right.
our team arrives, everything is set. It's a process. So
Right.
nobody needs to tell them anything. They will set it up completely without any hassles from your end. You
Sure.
need to only just come, cut the ribbon, and start your business.
Yeah. And even the price, if I look at, against all the interiors, right, it is the
5
minimum,
lakhs is very,
5 lakh.
very bare
Yeah.
minimum. 5 lakhs is
It's
very bare
not
minimum.
much.
With the kind of
So,
interiors, you can always share our the photographs of our stores which we
right.
have.
Right.
They are very exquisite. They are very world class standard.
Right.
The finish, the look, the feel, the uniqueness is
Yes.
very different. And believe me, you would not nobody would come to you saying that, no, but I doubt you. I think you've overpaid for it.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Sure.
we make sure, because we don't really keep a kind of commission, but obviously
Right.
our laborers and everybody have to be paid for, and all these things, and that's why we charge you that 5 lakhs.
Right. So other than these franchisee cost, is there any kind of a I mean, apart from this, is there any kind of a cost which investor needs to bear?
Yes, the additional will be your raw materials cost, which you keep about 30-40,000 of stock. That's only your
Sure.
initial 30-40,000 of stock, and then you keep rotating it, because once your raw material gets over, only then with the sales money you will repurchase.
Right.
Okay, and then comes your building deposit, uh,
Right.
and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
So the property deposit. Correct, correct. So apart from, which we can see as a franchise cost, there are the charges in terms of your initial stock as well as the rental property. If someone has a rental property, so they have the additional cost of giving as a security charge. So moving ahead to the next slide. Yes, the setup and operation. This
Yeah.
this question was already there in my mind, right? How the flow goes once a person decide to collaborate with you, right? How the flow goes.
Okay, just that we just missed two more points. If I could request you to go to the
Okay,
previous slide
sure,
again. Yeah.
sure.
So I
Yeah.
explained to you about the unit franchise.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Now
yes.
see, now we also give you city master franchise and state master franchise. See,
Sure.
that's just an additional lack. We give it to you really cheap. Is because our
Mm.
main idea is we can for us to set up an office, for us to have a local know-how about the area, and all these things will be a little too much of an expansion. Rather than we would be happy to use a localer
Right.
to run the whole show.
Sure.
To be
Correct.
y'all will be our eyes and ears
Yes.
of that location. A
Right.
complete back-end support is completely done. There will be no kind of stocking required from your end as a master
Right.
franchise, no kind of extra thing. The only thing what you would need is when all our new franchisees who walk into the store walk in, they
Yeah.
will come into your store. How I
Right.
explain to you, you will explain it the
Then to
same
them.
to them.
Right.
And any issues once they completely finish their build up,
Right.
any issues are first comes to you and then comes to us. you know
Right.
and financial earnings, so for a city master franchise we charge you 2 lakhs. That's 2
Hmm.
lakhs plus 5 lakhs is your build up cost, so that's
Hmm.
totally 7 lakhs. Okay.
Sure.
And in that 2 lakhs, so any other unit franchise who comes into your city,
Hmm.
okay, you get an upfront 20,000.
Hmm.
You will get
Okay.
an upfront
Okay.
20,000. Okay.
Right. Right. Right.
And then the same thing is with the state master franchise. If you take the
Hmm.
state master franchise, like the entire state of Gujarat or the entire state of Karnataka or whatever it is, you
Right.
pay 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs
Right.
plus the 5 lakhs as the franchise, as your build up cost.
Right.
Okay. So for this 3 lakhs, so anybody coming into your state as a city
Right.
master franchise,
Right.
who pay that 2 lakhs as a franchise fee, they
Right.
then you get 80,000 out of it.
Right.
Every
Right.
city master franchise you get 80,000, and from every unit franchise you get you get
20,000.
30,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get back your money.
Right.
But if you take the master franchise, we would want you to dedicate time to our brand.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
have to be a full timer at our at for to our brand, because you
Right.
will be our brand ambassador for that state.
Right, right. So for recruitment of unit franchises under city and state, so who will be responsible, to
we
have
will we will
the,
be we will be completely responsible for it. Okay.
huh,
You will also introduce people from your end, people coming into your store, walking into your store, who would need franchises. You will also develop leads. At the same
right,
time, we have our marketing team who will continuously work in to generate leads, speak to franchisees, close in franchisees and everything. So all
right,
that is still done by us.
yes,
Okay. Even agreements are directly done with the company, so that there are no problems of handling law things with cases or anything.
yes,
Any issues
yes,
legally
yeah,
will be completely handled by us. So all that
sure,
hassle is taken away. The
right,
only thing what you need to be are eyes and ears. So we don't want
yes,
a franchisee tomorrow to be keep calling the head office for everything. So they will
right,
call you.
right, right,
You will, if you cannot solve it at your end, then you will
right,
report it to the head office.
right, right, right.
So that's how it is.
And the city master franchise. So with 2 lakh of the amount, this is for the supposedly Bangalore, right? So this is for the entire Bangalore. 2 lakh,
Yes,
or you
yes. Just
designated the areas?
no. So just 2 lakh. 2 lakh is your master franchise. So
It is
anybody
very
who comes,
less.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we
So
charge
it's
you
a,
less is because of this thing. So we don't give you Bangalore master franchise is because we have our head office here. They themselves
hmm,
maintain it. So
hmm.
any which ways, but all
Yes.
the other cities are still open.
Right.
Are still open. So we give it to you at a less price is because I told you, we just want you to be our eyes and ears
Yes.
for it.
Yes. So it is, I mean, yeah, the 2 lakh, even for a unit franchise, I have not seen in the food, but giving the whole city territory, as a city franchise, it's awesome. It's a very, very good model in the way that it involves a very less of the money, and obviously, if the money is involved is less, returns will be high.
Yes.
Yes. So I think we have discussed all the models. Anything you would like to add, or should I switch to the next slide to
You can
understand
switch to the
more?
next slide.
Sure, sure. Yeah. So setup and operations, how the structure is, how the flow would be.
Yeah. So the franchise setup. So we generally grant the whole city. We'll give you a city, a state, or a state or a unit
Yes.
franchise accordingly. Now,
Right.
the period of the franchise agreement is for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, for 5 years. So every 5 years you renew it for the same amount. Everything is
Right.
mentioned in the agreement. So it's
Right.
not that we are right now we are claiming only 1 lakh from you, and then later on we might increase our thing drastically. No,
Right.
if you are paying 1 lakh as a unit franchise today, five
Right.
years after 5 years you will be paying the same 1 lakh only, and
For
nothing more.
renewal.
The new franchisees who come in at that cost will be separate, but
Right. Right.
to you, you will be paying only that same master franchise. If you are paying a franchise, you paid a franchise fee of 1 lakh, you will pay
Right.
1 lakh. If it's 2 lakhs, you'll be paying only 2 lakhs. If it's 3 lakhs, you'll be paying 3 lakhs. Okay.
Sure.
And coming
Sure.
to the royalties, so
Hmm.
for the first 6 months, we don't
Hmm.
charge you any royalty. It's because
Oh.
we want you to first recover all your money.
Yes. Yes.
From the
Yes.
seventh month onwards, we will
Right.
charge you only a flat 5,000 rupees royalty per month.
Right. Per month.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
now that too. Now, if there is a certain issue, there's certain things which have happened, and you're not able to make your money or something like that, we will
Right.
extend this royalty free period. But then
Sure.
we will have our whole team, do a complete research, do a complete survey of what exactly, try to pinpoint the problem of why you are not making your money.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and it should not be a deliberate mistake from the franchisee's end. It should
Franchises.
not be some
Correct.
kind of negligence
Correct.
or something like that. But otherwise, we are free to open it. See, we are very very flexible that way.
Right.
Firstly, we want our franchisees to make their money. So the
Right.
first 6 months, no royalty at all. From the seventh month onwards, you pay a flat 5,000 rupees royalty.
Right.
If
Right.
you are if you are a city or a state franchise, so if you're a city franchise, from all the units, you will get 1,000 rupees from every outlet every month. And
Right.
if you are a state franchise, you will get 2,000 rupees
2000.
from every city,
Sure.
city or state
Sure.
every month from every
Sure.
franchise.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
And then marketing fees, we don't charge you any kind of extra marketing fees. Okay,
Hmm.
so it is taken on actuals, on how free the franchisee is free to spend, or he wants
Hmm.
to spend, he can spend
Right.
it accordingly. So
Right.
all designs, concepts, strategies, and everything is done by our office. All
Right.
kind of kind of banner, placing the banner with the costing for it will be borne by the franchisee
Franchisee.
themselves. Again,
Right.
I don't encourage any kind of extra spending on marketing, because we don't do
Hmm.
it. We have not done
Hmm.
it. We are
Hmm.
expanding completely through word of mouth,
On your own.
completely
Right.
by
Right.
seeing. The only
Right.
thing I would want you to spend on is the location. Do not
Location. Yes.
compromise on the visibility,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
because the more people see us, the more
Right.
people walk in.
So, what
You
is
don't
the
need.
criteria of the property when you say that we will discuss more in the the coming slides? But what is the criteria? Is there any, it should be the high street area? It is like that.
Yes. See, mainly, if you are first in your city, choose the
Hmm.
best location, because you're free
Hmm.
to choose the best
Yes.
location. The
Yes.
next franchisee will take the second best location, and the third best location, the fourth best location. So try to cash on that.
Hmm.
Don't compromise. Don't think that just because it's a lower rental, I will go to
Hmm.
this location. No, it
Right.
doesn't work that way.
Correct.
It is on the footfall. You got to
Right.
see the number of footfall which is moving by. If there
Right.
are 5,000 people passing by your store
Right.
on an everyday basis,
Right.
a 50,000 rent is very ideal.
Sure.
Anything more
Sure.
than that, like in a mall there are about a lakh people who are coming in.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
then your rentals can go up to about a lakh and a
Hmm.
half. That's
Sure.
because of the number of walk-ins. So
Number
that's
of.
your turnaround on your business.
Hmm. Correct.
So
Correct.
please, so always choose. If you're choosing, choose it on a high street. Choose it on a location where which is close to a signal, or
Yes.
in
Market area,
a
footfalling. Right.
footfall area.
Yeah.
Where there is tourist crowd,
Right.
and all these things. There is shopping crowd, and all
Yes.
these things would be ideal locations. And we
Right.
always tell you, shortlist some locations, shortlist
Right.
about 4 to 5 locations, and
Right.
then give it to our team. Our
Correct.
team will help you with the data we have from all the Swiggy, Zomato, and
Yes.
all Google and all these things. We will compare
Yes.
it to you, and we will tell you which is the right location to go for.
Sure, sure. So thanks for your insight. We have the understanding about the setup, and then the royalty, which is again one of the positive points. Who would like to collaborate with this brand? For the 6 month, it is a waiver on the royalty, which is a great model. Apart from I already discussed about 1 lakh of franchise fee and 2 lakh on the part of the city rights. So marketing, he said that he does not want to involve more of the monies in this regard. So moving ahead from here. Yes, so we have the understanding, the cost and everything. But how about the return on investment, right? So what is the return on investment you look for?
So your return on investment is basically about 3 to 6 months. Okay,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
you keep it at a maximum of about 6 months, 6 months time. You know,
Right.
6 to 8 months, 6 to 9 months, and all that.
Sure.
So I'll just give you a brief understanding about the spreadsheet, about
Right.
your sales projection. So
Sure.
ideally taking about just about 8,000 as an average sales. So
Sure.
every store usually takes around 10,000 to just break even. Okay, but
Yes.
we are
Yes.
going below that power, and we give you an around 8,000 sales. Okay, because of our wide range of menu,
Right.
8,000 to achieve is not very difficult at all. Okay,
Sure.
8,000
Sure.
upwards, very achievable.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so in that, keeping the profit margin, like I said, the profit margin is
Yes.
between 150% to 300%.
Yes.
Okay, so keeping an average of about 200 profit margin, your the average what you're spending on raw materials is about 2,670. About,
Right.
I'm just giving you an average sales for an average sales of about 8,000 rupees.
Sure. Sure.
So similar, so like that, for a monthly sales of about 2 lakh 240 2 lakhs 40,000, your raw materials cost you around 80,000 change.
Right.
Then your staff salary, keeping it on a higher side of 12,000. This is unskilled labor,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a basic, even a busboy who's very interested, who can read English, can do the job.
Can do it. Yeah.
12,000 of a maximum salary.
Sure. Sure.
12,000 of a maximum salary. So two staff is ideally needed per unit. Okay, so if you're doing about 8 to 10,000, 12,000 business, two staff is more than sufficient. Once you
Right.
cross that 15,000 march, the 15,000 mark, then you keep a separate cashier,
Yeah.
and all that is because you don't want the cash handling to be messed up and all that. So that
Correct.
time it's three staff, but basically it's only two staff. Okay,
Sure.
so two staff, it's about 24,000. And then you take a small house on rent. We always give our staff food and accommodation. It's because when you
Oh.
give them food and accommodation, they're always with you 24/7.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you can open your outlet early. You can
Right.
open your outlet as late as possible. You can keep your outlet as late as possible open,
Right.
and all these things. And then you don't have to have this problem about आज traffic बहुत था, आज bus late आ गया, and all
Right.
these things is will not be there.
Sure.
So it's always best to have staff and give them food and accommodation. And
Correct.
then comes your electricity. So food and gas is about 2,000 rupees. Then your electricity is around 5,000. Then
Yes.
your store rent, we have kept it on a media on an average basis of about 50 grand, fifty
Right.
thousand rupees. Okay, so totally your expenses comes about 1,66, 150,
Sure.
170 is your
Sure.
range.
Yes. Yes.
So right from the first month you start earning about 73,000, about 70,000 upwards,
Right. Right.
easily. you know
Yes.
Keeping your royalty away of 5,000, you do earn. So generally in the first month onwards, you can earn about 75,000 easily
Great.
a month,
Great. Great.
which is
Great.
very lucrative. With the kind of investment you are making, the kind of risk which is involved,
Right.
everything is very feasible.
Great, great. So return on investment, if I look the 70,000 on the monthly basis, so the returns you can have it towards the end of the third year. It's huge, almost the double, right? So what is the payback time? So even if I see the 70,000, right, against the 6 to 7 lakh of the amount, what is the payback you assume, to get your money recovered?
Yeah, that's what your ROI you're talking about, right?
Yes,
Return
yes,
on investment. I told you about 6 months.
6 months.
6 months ideally.
Sure, sure. So the money we've invested, 6 to 7 lakh will have the payback by 6 month maximum. If you see that the other factors like the property, right? You can take it a little longer for another 2 3 months. Maximum of 6 to 9 months is the timeline which brand has discussed about when it comes to return on investment. Yeah, so we would like to have more understanding in terms of, we have to go to the next slide to understand more. Yeah. So return on investment, all these things are like very interconnected. If support is not there from the brand, right? They are new to the business and they are not from the food background. right? So what type of support do they seek? Especially how to run, how to speak even to the customer, how to retain the customer. So what type of support they look for?
So that's the thing. So we will give you a complete end-to-end support.
Yes.
Okay, right from your store interiors, everything will be completely done by us, so you don't need to make a
Sure.
hassle at all. Right
Sure.
from store finalizing, okay,
Right.
so we will tell
Right.
you, where the high footfalls are and all these things. So right from site evaluation
Right.
to a complete store build up. Then
Right.
comes your POS software, your supply of raw materials. Like I told you, your raw materials will be supplied to your
Yes.
doorstep.
Yes.
You don't need to
Yes.
look around. Small things like chini, namak, all these things.
Correct.
Aloo, pyaz, and all these things can be bought from the local grocery store.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then we will give you a complete training. Okay,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
me myself, I will give my franchisees, because I do believe in imparting my knowledge. So
Yeah.
I will train our franchisees one to one,
Right.
completely, and the main training is given to our franchise owners,
Right.
because
Right.
the entire process is very easy, so they
Yeah.
themselves can train the staff.
Right. Right.
So staff will keep changing. You'll never find just staff staying with you for, it's very rare to find a staff staying with you for 5 6 years and all these things.
Right.
You will have
Right.
staff changing, no problem
Right.
at all. We don't want to
Right.
depend on staff, so we
Right.
will train you, and you can train your staff. So
Stop.
that way, then a complete social media marketing is completely done by us. We have a
Okay.
separate team who handles complete social media marketing.
Sure.
Menu upgrades, so we have
Sure.
our master chef constantly working with his team in New York,
Right.
USA.
Right.
We will keep giving you upgrades.
Right.
Every 6 months to a year, we will keep giving you upgrades.
Right.
Also very important, when you can constantly give us feedback of
Right.
what the customer also needs apart from the menu.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and if you feel that this product is being asked by a lot of people, we will
Right.
suggest it to our chef. They
Chef.
will design a product for you
Yes.
and include it in the menu.
In the menu.
Include it after we see that it is going to be profitable. It should not be
Correct.
just a product which you're just giving it off the shelf and pleasing the customer. No,
Right.
you should
Right.
also be making money out of it.
Right. Right.
So that's what we will give you. So we will give you complete end-to-end support. Please listen to every step-by-step things I say, my team says, and all
Right.
that. It's because we know our industry, we know it very well. We don't
Right.
want you to be burning your fingers.
Correct.
So price-wise, what to handle the price, the offers to give, and all these things, we will step by step will be given to you.
Helping.
The
Correct.
only thing you need to handle is initially the store location to give us
Hmm.
visibility, and at
Hmm.
the counter collect the money and keep it safe.
Keep it
That's it.
simple. Sure, sure. So, it's for all the viewers who are listening to us. So he has end-to-end support in terms of where to start, how to start. Making the infrastructure ready, the complete support in the form of the pre and post marketing. So complete support, even if the business is not in a shape, is going to give you insight and to bring changes in the menu as per the location demands. So complete support, he has it, from end to end. So moving ahead to the next slide, we'll have yes. So this question becomes very very important while considering the current scenario of COVID-19. Things have improved, right, big time, but still there is always a chaos if somebody would like to invest. So what type of support, especially during the pandemic time, you are going to give, and also what type of difficulties to channelize business? Also, I would want you to have a word from your side.
Yeah. See, now in the kind of support we give, we will tell you now. Suppose there's kind of a pandemic lockdown or whatever it is, and all that. Initially,
Right,
also we always tell our staff that if
right.
there's a lockdown, no salary will be paid, but we will take care of your
Hmm.
food and accommodation as on a humanitarian basis. And even
Wow.
when you suggest it to your owners, your building owners,
Hmm.
always
Hmm.
try to tell the owner that, and it is always accepted by all our franchisees, all our building owners, that during
Right.
the lockdown there will be no rentals paid, or
Hmm.
might be something some kind of a 10%, 15%
Hmm.
amount,
Right.
maximum. And from
Right.
our end, we waive off the royalty completely,
Right. Hmm. Great.
or we will
Great.
extend that royalty period. Now, suppose we're giving you 6 month royalty. If there's some kind of a lockdown or something in between, we will extend that royalty. So
Right.
you are completely safe that way.
Yes.
and
Yes.
take advantage of the moment. I think it's the right time to do it.
Yes.
It's because
Yes.
there are a lot of prime locations which were
Yes.
not
Are
available
available.
at that time, which is now available.
True.
And
True.
now the
True.
markets have opened. See, the
Correct.
markets have opened. People are fed up at eating at home, and everybody's
Yeah.
coming out. Everybody's coming out
Right.
and eating. So
Yeah.
that's not an issue. To choose to get that prime location in a
Right.
food court, in a mall, on a high street, or wherever it is, at a
Right.
good price.
Right.
This
Right.
is the right
Yes.
time.
That
You
is
can,
also there.
yes,
Correct.
you
Correct.
have a one up over the owner to
Yeah.
negotiate. Otherwise,
Right.
there was a time where the owner would like, no, no, this is the price you pay. Otherwise,
Right.
please walk off.
Right. Right.
But now
Right.
they too have
Right.
been tamed down.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
this is always the right place, right time to invest.
No, I
And
have
like I
seen
said,
multiple locations like the posh, the Indra Nagar, which is in the Bangalore. So all the companies which are shut down has been replaced immediately. If I look at give the example of an high street of 12th Main, it is all occupied now with the new brand setup. You rightly said that you can
it's about the people who are
do the
smart.
changes. Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
the smart
So
ones. The
yeah. So this is
smart
a smart.
brands know when to intrude, when to come
Yes.
in. So when
Yeah.
the guy has left his seat is the
Yeah.
time when
You take it.
have to
Correct.
occupy it.
Correct.
You
Correct.
need to
Correct.
unseat, and this is the right time.
Yeah.
You
So this
can't.
is this is
You can always
yeah,
take
this is
advantage
for
of
the
the
viewer.
moment.
Yeah. So
Yes.
this is the right time to invest as things are improving also, and there will be support on the reduction of the rent. So I think this is the right time. You have rightly said.
See, because this is going to be a trend. This is going to be a trend. You got to get used to it. This is
Yeah.
going to be future. We might have this pandemic. We might have Delta, Alpha, all these new waves. Like you
Yes.
standing on a beach, you'll have waves keep hitting you and all that. It is how you
Correct.
stand, how you stand,
Yes.
how you take advantage of the moment. You can't keep
Right.
waiting that let me wait for another 2 years and things will get
Right.
better or this thing. No, no, that
Right.
is never going
Right.
to happen. Take advantage
Correct.
of the moment right now, and this
Correct.
is how it's
Sure,
going.
sure, sure, sure. So good to hear from you. And then we are going to ask more on the next slide, what we have it. Yes, so we are ready to take up the questions now. Thank you for waiting, and listening to us, Mr. Santosh. So you have already you are interested for the unit franchise. But first question I would like to hear. Nice to see the concept. Would like to know the cost. I think you got your answer, Mr. Santosh. If anything would, adding, then Michael would be definitely adding to it. Would you like to add anything to know the cost? You have already elaborated on the points. So would you like to address Mr. Santosh? Would you like to address Mr. Santosh? This question is to Michael. So you can say hi and you can always discuss with Mr. Santosh regarding.
Yeah. So can I answer Anish's nice question? Unless Santosh, I hope Sanjay and Santosh, I hope we have answered your question about the costing. The costing,
They
I
will
think, yeah.
we will be able
So
to get answer a little.
okay,
It takes
I'll just
time.
give you a brief. I'll just give you a brief to answer Santosh's and Sanjay's question about the costing. Like I
Yeah.
told you, 1 lakh is the unit franchise fee cost, and 5 lakhs is the your interior setup, where it
Right.
includes all your POS, your interiors, your cladding, and everything. Okay, he's clear. Okay, Santosh replied to me that he's clear. Any which ways.
Yeah.
So that's the investment part. Okay,
Yes.
then I would like to take Anish's question.
Yeah.
Okay, as a consumer,
Before that, the contact Sanjay. Come to know that you are interested for Pune location. I would want you to share your contact detail to take the discussions ahead, and we can always arrange a call with Michael for the further processing. I would want you to share your email address or the phone number for the further process. Yes. Mr. Anish, as a consumer, what is the uniqueness you have provided for them to buy your product? Over to you
yes.
again.
So the uniqueness is right in our name, the
Yes.
Michael's Ice Cream Burger.
Yes.
So that is the uniqueness, and that's how, like I told you in the initial part of my presentation, that
Right.
you need to have that. What Anish's point is very very valid. You need to be
Correct.
unique in the industry, otherwise it's not happening. You cannot stand with the rest. You need
Correct.
to stand apart.
Right.
And for you to stand apart from the rest is
Right.
our ice cream burgers. But like
Yes.
I said, our ice cream burgers is for our customer to walk into the store.
Right.
He will have an ice cream burger, but that's not the only thing we offer. We
Right.
want them to have all our menu, our
Right.
Mexican snack menu, our Italian hot chocolates,
Right.
our Belgian waffles, and our Indian coffees, our
Yes.
your Starbucks cappuccinos, and
Yes.
everything.
Right. So yes. So
So
we,
Anish, I
Mr.
hope I've
Ani.
answered your question.
Yes, Mr. We have answered. Mr. Santosh, definitely we are going to do, arrange a call with you. I think which location, if you can tell us that which location you're interested for, it would be helping us. And he can give you insight about the property also if you have a question related to the property. Mr. Santosh. Yeah, so there is another question. How many locations do you have in Bangalore? This is by Anish
So we,
again.
yeah, so we are spread out in three corners of Bangalore. Yeah, in three locations. We don't like to give too many around in each city, but we are equally distant locations. We have right in the city center, which is your
Right,
Majestic area, Chickpet area.
right,
That's the major shopping destination. So we have one there, and then we
right.
have one in the north and one in the south.
Sure, sure, sure. So I think Anish, you got your answer that he has a wherever he's a presence in the
So for
Bangalore.
south, yeah. So for South Bangalore, we are Basveshwar Nagar.
No, Mr. Santosh is interested for Kanakpura location.
Kanakpura low. Sure. Kanakpura is the other side. Yes, we are definitely interested in giving it out.
Sure, sure, sure. Great, great, great. So I think we have covered most of the questions raised by, we have the contact number of Mr. Santosh and Mr. Anish. I would want you to share your contact detail to take the discussion head even, right? Will definitely connect you to you, in a very short period of time. So if you would share, then it is good. So thanks for the question, Mr. Lalit. Any plan to expand and open in UP, Agra? Yes, already have a presence in North, Ludhiana. So I think
Yes.
over to you again, Michael.
So in UP, we are already there in Prayagraj. We are already there in Prayagraj. So we are open to expansion in Agra. Yes, Agra
Sure.
will be a wonderful city for us to be there.
Right.
We are open to opening in Agra.
So, Mr. Lalit, I would request you to share your email address or contact details, right, so that we can take the discussions ahead and can connect with Michael for the further processing. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for all the questions raised. Definitely, we'll be in touch with you, Mr. Anish, Mr. Santosh, and then there is another question. So, we'll definitely be in touch with all who have inquired for the different locations. Yeah, definitely interested to pursue this. Kindly contact. Fine, fine. So, we over to the next slide. Yeah. So, there are just hold for a minute. Yeah. So for the further processing and the discussions related to from us, there is a number which is flashing on the screen. You can always contact on this number, which is 9844443200. You can always send an email on the mailing address mentioned, the business at franchisebazar.com, and then you can always log into the website of ours, from where you will come to know about Michael's Ice Cream as well as the other opportunity in the franchises from the different verticals, which is franchisebazar.com. You can always get back to us for any kind of a query. Yeah, and there the social medias also, from where you can always approach us. You can like and follow and share our pages of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, and please stay connected with us. We are left with another 36 of the 100 franchises opportunity, which we are aiming for 2021. Yes. So thank you, Michael, to share your insights, to give the complete understanding about your brand. Right. It was great, valuable, and we got a good response from our viewer also, and would like to collaborate you with these franchisees. So, would you like to add and thank you to our viewers who have viewed us, and
I
over to
just
you.
yes. I'd like to thank everybody. Thank you, Alka, first of all, for giving us this opportunity to be
Sure.
here on your platform. And
Sure.
I hope everybody, all our interested franchisees were happy with my
Brilliant.
presentation, the way I cleared your doubts. I hope I've cleared all your doubts. If you'll
Yes.
have anything, please reach out to Alka and she will reach out to me. And
Sure.
we would be very happy to partner with you all and
Okay.
to expand it and become one big MIB family.
Sure. Sure. Thanks. We are with this note. We are wrapping up our webinar.
Uh,
Thanks a lot.